One. Hey, college wrestling fans, it's JT1Wrestle here. We got a great guest on today. We got 2025 NCAA Division II runner-up Peter Rolle on with us today. I'd like to welcome you to the show, Pete.
Hey, thank you for having me.
All right, man. So the first question that I have for you is I want to get into a little family history here. Your mother was a standout gymnast. Very
hmm
well could have been a 1980 Olympian. Unfortunately, we boycotted during that season. And then let's talk about your grandpa was a football player at the University of Oklahoma, was a
hmm
fullback and a linebacker. He went on to play for the Denver Broncos. And
Yes,
then
sir.
your dad went to Oklahoma State, transfers to Central Oklahoma, and he is a huge part of the Broncos' 1982 national championship. He had tackles during that game. He had a quarterback sack during that game. My question to you, Pete, is with such a rich family tradition in football, let's also add in your brother real quick, who played for Hastings and
hmm
coaches at Minnesota Morris,
Yes,
plus your
sir.
mom, plus your mom being the gymnast. Tell me, was there ever a push to have you go the football or the gymnastics route?
Well, not so much gymnastics, but I mean, I did grow up playing football my entire life, Pee Wee all the way through high school. Um, I don't think I was too bad, but I was a little undersized. I got my mom's genes, so my brother's a little bit bigger than me. My dad's a big dude. Um, so, I don't think I had the body to play football in college, but yeah, so that's why I took the wrestling route.
Now, when you first got to Central Oklahoma, you went there for the same reason everybody else does. You went there to be a starter, to have accomplishments
Yeah.
and credentials. But anyone who follows college wrestling knows that the Central Oklahoma wrestling room was one of the every weight class, extremely deep, and you ended up being a backup to Tanner Cole.
hmm
So my question to you is here once it was determined that Tanner was going to be the starter of the Super Regions, what was your mentality then to switch from, okay, I'm not the starter this year, now it's my job to help Tanner become as successful as he possibly can?
Um, Man, it's something our coaches preach a lot in the room when it comes to be that time of the year and the guys are locked in and decided, these are the set of guys that are going to go. The whole room shifts, and at that point, it's just let's help our teammates out, whatever it takes. It's all positivity. Um, and just really helping to prepare that guy. I mean, it hurts. It definitely hurts because you want to be out there wrestling, right? Like you want the shot, but to be a good team, to make national title runs, like you got to have everybody on the same page. And so, yeah, I mean, it's just something our coaches preach, like help the guy out. Let's get him ready to go. So that's what I really leaned on, and I knew my time would come. So, yeah.
Now, you did get the opportunity to be the starter in the 2022-2023 season,
hmm
and unfortunately, it was a season hampered by injuries. Talk about how you were able to keep your spirits up and stay positive during this rather negative part of your career.
Um, Man, it was just having a good support system around me. Like I say, going back to the team, like everybody is, super supportive no matter what's going on. We all love each other, and you know, in my mind, it was like, okay, I've got a few more years left. Like, this isn't the end for me. This is something I can battle through, and just keep pushing. And I took the time to work, uh, you know, mentally in my mental game of wrestling. I watched a lot of wrestling. Because you can be as good as you want, but college wrestling is such a tough sport. Like you've got to beat the mental game before you can even try to be good. In my opinion. So I took that time to work on myself, really.
I'm glad you brought up the mental aspect of it because that leads into my next question. As a junior, you're now the starter for the Broncos. You have a really good season. At Super Region 4, you lose a really tough match to Evan Binder, 13-11, and then in the match to qualify, a 7-4 loss to James Anderson. So you know, every D2 wrestler and D3 wrestler, they'll both tell you fourth place in the super region is the toughest thing to take because you're this freaking close to being a national qualifier. Now we fast forward a year, and not only do you win Super Region 4, but you do so by majoring Evan Binder 10-0, and then you defeated Anderson 4-1 in the finals. What did it mean to you to not only win the regional title, but to also do so by defeating both guys that kept you from the national tournament the year before?
Man, it meant a lot to me. My whole goal this season was just make it to nationals. My whole career for 5 years leading up into this sixth year, I had never wrestled at nationals. I never got the shot. Like you said, I came close, but I mean, my whole goal was just to make it to the tournament. Setting little goals, and so when I beat those two guys and qualified for nationals and won super region, man, I was pumped up. Like it was a crazy feeling, and um, I'm just glad that the work that I had put in this season and it had paid off. But I still had more work to do. So
Well, let's talk about that more work to do. You make it to the national tournament, you achieve that goal, and now all of a sudden you find yourself in the semifinals once again against that rival James Anderson. This time you overcome him in a really probably one of the best matches of the semifinals in a 4-3 decision to make it to the finals. And my question has to be, what was more sweet for you? The win in the finals at the Super Region or the semifinals at the NCAA Division II tournament?
oh man, that's a great question. I would probably have to say the super region finals because at that point, man, it just felt like a lot of pressure had lifted off my shoulders. Right, like I said, my whole goal of the season was just to make it to the tournament. I'm glad that I found myself in the national semifinals, but yeah, man, it was I think super regionals was a better win for me. you know.
All right, man. So I got two more questions for you. My first question for you is you are a senior this year. College
hmm
eligibility is now done. What's next in the life of Peter Rolle?
So now, I mean, I'm working down in Austin, Texas. I'm a safety guy for a construction company called Hensel Phelps. Um, been down here for about 3 months now, so I'm starting to, I guess, grow up a little bit.
And then my last question for you, Pete, is I know you and I are both huge Garth Brooks fans. I've been
Yes,
a
sir.
Garth Brooks fans longer than you've been alive, my friend. So I want to know your top three Garth Brooks songs.
Well, he's got a lot of them, but man, it's probably just the ones that everybody likes, right? Thunder Rolls. What else? You got Two of a Kind working on Full House, and man, probably Friends in Low Places. I mean, you can't go wrong with it, either three of those. So,
I don't know if there's a song that you could have picked out that they wouldn't agree with because I
all
don't
right.
think the guy has a bad song.
No,
So
I agree.
yeah. Well, anyway, Pete, we want to thank you for being a part of JT1 Wrestle today. Wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, my friend.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for having me.
You bet.